Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning. The end of the week. Thank God. It's not been a fun one around here. Nice blistered up here. Storms ripped through here. Took down a big branch off of one of my trees. You guys have seen the trees around here. So, had out there chainsaw and chopping up tree yesterday and burning all that up for limbs and things like that. A little bit of firewood out of it, but okay. But, one of those things that was unplanned, that there was my afternoon yesterday. Storms. So let's start there. Those of you in East Texas, Southeast Texas, Houston area, stuff like that. Yeah, maybe you're not watching this video this morning because you don't have power. I guess storms that ripped through there yesterday were knocking out, completely toppling transmission towers. Those huge triangular towers, power lines running overhead, completely pushed over, okay, laying on the ground. Those aren't going to be fixed by some line crew out there today. That's going to take a while to figure out how to do that one. But yeah, over 1 million people in Texas lost power yesterday. Hopefully, the people who are watching this channel, or many of the other preparedness channels, were ready for it and had some sort of backup. Kind of interesting to think there. But that's not the big one to talk about this morning. I want to talk about water. Now, let me ask you this. A lot of you have mentioned this over the years, that you have a smart meter on your house, that the electric company has told you, we're installing smart meters, and if you don't want one, we're going to charge you an extra 20, 30, 40 bucks a month, because they want it to be no more meter reader, guy that marks it down what your usage was. They want to just be able to do it electronically and go, oh, okay, Joe Smith, 1,041 kilowatts or whatever, it is. And that was the usage. They just want to be able to do that all electronically, right? So smart meters, which of course we all know is, again, a little bit of Big Brother. I remember when I was in Vegas, the electric company was pushing smart thermostats, change temperature in your house. And the people were like, oh, hell no. Because the ones they were putting in were finding out that the electric company was changing the temperature of their house. Oh, no, we don't want your house to be at 68. We want you to be at 72. So you'd go set your thermostat at 68, and they'd be like, nope, we're going to move it up to 72. Okay. So people raised 9 kinds of hell, and people were removing these smart thermostats left and right and putting in old ones like the one on a wall up there. It's not old one where it was the little circle where you turn a dial, but, still one that's not Wi-Fi enabled. Well, the new one, and if you guys have seen this, and I'll link this below so you can read, again, watch what happens in Europe, because inevitably it's coming here. Great Britain is now making smart meters for water to be mandatory, so they can control how much water you use every day. Let's think about that for a second, how that goes. Now, for some of us, we can kind of go, we don't care. I'm on a well, okay? Those of you that are on a well, you know what I mean. Your house is run off of stream-fed water or something like that. We're okay. But anybody that's on any sort of municipal water system, this is coming. And they are going to determine how much water you are allowed to use a day, okay? Great Britain is figuring that they are going to be able to reduce the amount of water that is used. Oh, because we have to protect the country against climate change. Now, somebody explain this one to me. How is drinking water, cooking, washing my body, watering my garden, contributing to climate change? Gee, I don't know. If I stink too much, maybe the emissions from my body are creating some sort of climate change. Wouldn't you think? Okay. They're using this climate change crap as an excuse to control everybody. There's no way, any way, that you can tell me that the use of water is changing the weather. Okay? Which, again, that's what climate change is. We're having a problem with weather. Okay. Gee, I'm sorry, the whole world isn't like San Diego, where it's 60 degrees at night and 75 during the day. Every day. Okay. That's what they want. It's not that they want to save the planet. It's they want to control us. And people, all these morons who are out there gluing gas pumps down or trying to, I mean, if you saw the one the other day, the two ladies with a hammer, a sledgehammer, trying to break into the case that held the Magna Carta, these morons, they need to catch a clue and go, climate change doesn't exist. It's called weather. Okay. We've talked about this numerous times about, without carbon dioxide, plants don't exist. Without plants existing, oxygen doesn't exist. Without oxygen, people don't exist. Okay? Cause and effect, tip of the nose stuff, right? But so the water. And this is something that preppers talk about constantly. It is, in my opinion, still the hardest prep to take care of, okay, is water, because it's very difficult to store, because it takes up a lot of space, it's very heavy, and we use a lot more than we think we do, okay? I mean, a gallon of water weighs like 7 or 8 pounds, okay? 1 gallon. Think about when you pick up a gallon of milk or whatever it weighs. Now, start thinking about, I need 250 gallons, an IBC tote. Multiply that times 7. Multiply that times 8. 250 gallons of water weighs 1 ton. Okay? You're not moving this around. You're not storing it, in the upstairs bedroom. Unless you've got steel I-beams that your house is built from. Okay? That total water is going to come crashing through the floor. But 250 gallons of water ain't going to last you long at all, okay? If the average person, and I've talked about this many times, uses 6 gallons of water a day, okay, 250 gallons of water would last one person 5 weeks. That's it, okay? Now, if you've got a family of 4, okay, 250 gallons person, 250 gallon IBC tote lasts you 10 days, okay? So then we start getting into the rain collection, which many of you guys have mentioned. In certain states, it's illegal to collect rain. But this is where they're trying to control you. And just think about it. Now, if it's illegal to collect rain, if it's illegal to get money from the stream, the pond, the lake, the whatever you have, okay, all in different places, all this stuff is prohibited. And then they put the smart meter on your house and go, Mrs. Smith, your house isn't allowed to use more than 50 gallons of water a day in the interest of climate change. One of the things that you all, if you're on municipal water of any sort, if you don't have privately owned water rights on your property, you need to figure out how you are going to get water. You can't live without it. 3 days without water, guys. That's it. That's the projected time you could survive without hydrating. They're going to control you, whether you like it or not. The deal is, do you have a backup plan so you can go, screw you? Pinball out.